Hello Year 7 students, welcome to lesson 6. Today we're doing task 4, designing your cushion. Now today you're going to do 2 designs and your first page looks something like this. Now at the top of the first page is your goal, and your goal is to design your cushion, and you've got to include annotations, at least 2 in each view. Okay, so how many patterns are you going to include in your cushion? That's the first question. And what are the patterns called? You need to answer that question by typing in the green box. And if you recall the design brief, it tells you how many Shibori designs you need to include in your cushion. So reread that if you're unsure. But you have looked at quite a few so far, so you should remember what the names are. Okay, now looking at the page, the information on the second page there tells you what you need to do. You can draw with a pencil. You can use colour pencils. Do not use ink, do not use pens, and do not use texters. Find a piece of paper, for example one from your printer, something that's got no lines on it is preferable, and draw your pattern. Now you need to include annotations, and annotations are snippets of information in writing that just adds a bit more detail to what it is you're doing. Sometimes drawing just isn't quite enough. Now you need to take a picture of your design, or maybe a scan, and save it to your laptop, and then I want you to insert it in this square. Now you'll use the insert function, which is along the top of your computer, and you'll insert your images into these boxes, and don't forget you'll also be inserting your annotations. Now, of course, as you can see with annotations, it has arrows and it points to the thing that you're actually talking about in the annotation. Okay, remember from the design brief you have must-haves. And do you remember what those must-haves are? A certain number of Shibori designs, 100% cotton, maybe a pocket, maybe some buttons. And also you need to take notice of the inspiration page. That's the first page that you see on this worksheet. Now this is an inspiration page supplied by your client. It contains images of cushions that the client likes. And notice what the client has said about each cushion in her annotations. Okay, that's going to help you in designing your cushion. You don't have to have everything she wants, but it's a good idea to have a couple of things that she likes, because after all it's making for that person. Okay, now this page will become your inspiration page, and it's to help you design your cushions. So have a read of it before you go on. Pause this video, have a look at it, and then move on. Okay, so when a client comes to you, for example, a client might want a wedding dress, and they might want a very long white wedding dress. You would not go and make them a black mini skirt. Okay, you need to make it white and you need to make it long. So when a client comes to you, you need to give them what they want. Okay, now if we look at the pages where you include your designs, like I said, you'll be drawing it on paper and then you'll be saving it and inserting it on this page. That's where you're going to insert it. Don't forget your annotations. And you might be thinking, oh lordy, what am I going to do? Well, have a look on the internet. There's lots and lots of cushion designs. Get some inspiration if you're unsure of what to do, of the designs you might want to do. There's some great ones. Triangles, one big piece of cloth on one side, and then you might have the other pieces of cloth on the other side. Okay. And don't forget that in our cushions we put what we call a cushion insert. Okay, it's like a plain white cushion, and that's what pads out the cushion. So you're going to have an opening somewhere on your cushion. You might want it at the side of your cushion, like these ones. You may want the opening sort of off center, or you might want the opening at the center and closed by a button. Your choice, it's your design. Now at the bottom of the page, of the third page, is the goal review. And if we have a closer look, the goal review is asking you, how many annotations did you include in each design? Now you will click on the green box and type in your answer, but have a think, these are the pages you have to fill in. So there's, even though we're only designing 2 cushions, we are designing the front and back of each. So how many annotations are you going to include in your designs? Okay, now if we look at the rubric tells us that we can get 5 marks for each design. So complete these 2 designs and it's 10 marks altogether. Now to get those full marks, you need to have presented an extremely detailed design option, supported by highly informative annotations, 2 annotations, and colour. Your design shows extensive detail of the front and back view, as well as a thoroughly descriptive overview of the selection and placement of the Shibori patterns. And the design was completed using pencil and colour pencils. Very good. Okay, it's time to start designing your cushions.